You know what they say about filming YouTube videos. Third time's a charm. Hopefully this time I have the proper exposure. This video was spurred by my interest in post-punk and darkwave. And what better way to show my interest than to
bastardize the genre I love so very much.
I read your guys' comments. You want me to do a video on ecstasy and thanks so much? This is YouTube, baby. I'm selling out. But if you really want me to do a full video on post-punk, you're gonna have to listen to me ramble for a few minutes. This is a slippery slope that'll probably get a few music elitists mad. Now, for the big question that nobody asked, what is post-punk originally came from the crusty Brits in the form of a controversial band called the Sex Pistols. With not enough room for innovation in the scene, offshoots of punk sprouted new subgenres called death rock, spearheaded by artists like Christian Death, while other acts like Tuxedo Moon and Susie and the Banshees fell under the umbrella term of post-punk. In 1979, Joy Division dropped Unknown Pleasures, which essentially became the blueprint for post-punk. This record defined the 80s, branching off into sub-territories which are known as new wave, goth rock, and synth pop. Some of the bands heavily inspired by this record include acts like The Cure and Sisters of Mercy, who can both be categorized under the goth rock umbrella. If you thought this was hard to follow along, it's about to get a lot harder. Pause. The baby genre birthed from new wave and goth rock is called darkwave, which blends electronic and synthwave sounds with clean guitars and heavy distorted bass lines. In the mid-80s and 90s, the French heard this and said, "Gimme that," and formed a new genre called cold wave, with a faster, more stripped-back electronic feel. Meanwhile, another offshoot of darkwave, post-punk, and goth rock fell down a hall of reverberated stairs and eventually ended up with ethereal wave. For those unfamiliar, this is the spawn point for dream pop and shoegaze, spearheading the genre with the Cocktail Twins and Faith and Disease. Leading down that genre is a rabbit hole for a different video. I think part of the reason there's such a disconnect with this new era of darkwave is how it's presented. Things just don't feel authentic when you're trying to present yourself as an indie or punk artist and are being backed by major labels like United Masters, Atlantic Records, or Warner. The entire backbone of these genres were founded on DIY scenes, playing backyard or basement shows to 100 people. With artists like Ecstasy, Reese, or Thanks So Much spearheading this genre, things feel like very cold and vapid, as if we're stuck screaming in an echo chamber of sorts. If you don't believe me, just read some of the lyrics from these new modern era darkwave songs. I don't want to smile, I just want to cry. I haven't seen you in a while, it's been a long time. I'm feeling lazy, I'm feeling lazy. Yeah, no, it sounds like it. Compare those lyrics to something by Christian Death, which, by the way, Ecstasy pulls heavy inspiration from with this new project. In the beginning, there was sinning, and we made love like animals, out of wedlock, away back when it was the laws of nature, not gods or men. And in the end, well, let's just pretend. Those can't even be compared. Sorry to be the elitist cliche that I mentioned earlier in this video, but I'm not buying into this. Now, Po19, you might be asking yourself, I just skipped your entire history lecture. Are you actually gonna cover the topic of post-punk? Let's start with our bass line. We need something fast and kind of distorted. Oh, this works perfect. These sound like the same chords to that little Peep song, Falling Down. Sunlight on your skin when I'm not around. Yeah. That's hard. I think we're gonna go on a bit of a detour here. Hold up. Let's go on YouTube. Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna link the guy that did this guitar cover in the description. So we have our quantized guitar and our bass line. It sounds a bit off time. Let's see if we can layer up this guitar. Oh yeah, already that is so much better. We need some of those fast indie drums. Too easy, too easy. And let's layer that with one more. Yeah. So all I did for these drums is I panned one of them stereo and then I tied them both to a compressor, which kind of serves as a glue for them. I know I want to keep this simple, but this feels kind of empty. Let's see if we can add a counter melody. This could work as a nice counter melody. Thank you, Ramzoid. We love you. low end feels a bit empty. Let's see if we can punch in another bass. Yeah, that feels right. I think the last thing that we need to do is just punch in these drums a little bit better. We're just gonna throw a tom and a kick in there. Alrighty, time for vocals. What do you mean it's 4 a.m.? No, it's not. So I finally finished the vocal mix and this is what it's sounding like.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down. Sunlight on your skin when I'm not around.
So here's what our vocal chain's looking like. First, we're gonna start off with some pitch correction. I had the retune speed at 6 with a note transition at 35. Which is a little higher than what I'm usually going for, but I think it works in this case.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Next, we have our compressor. You can kind of copy these settings.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Next, we have our distortion plugin.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Our EQ, cutting out some of those low ends.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Next, we have our noise gate and our directional mixer. Now, this is super important for separating your main vocal from your backing vocals. What I like to do is I like to set this at 180 and then set my main vocals at about 102 to 104. And for my backing vocals, I'll set that spread to anywhere from 1.32 to 1.50.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Next, we have our exciter and our de-esser.
Sunlight on your skin when I'm not around.
Followed by our stereo delay.
Sunlight on your skin when I'm not around.
Now for the fun part, reverb. For our lead vocal, we'll be using Valhalla, but I want to show you guys something with the backing vocals in a bit.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Instantly so much more lush. To finish everything off, we have a limiter acting as our glue.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down.
Between the transitions in these hooks, since there's so much dead space, I decided to add a little echo thing. What you see here is me automating the echo so it gets progressively more loud.
Come, let's watch the rain as it's falling down. Sunlight on your skin when I'm not around.
So for the backing vocals, I like to use this thing called silver verb. It's like a shorter reverb that gives a nice tight hull effect. Here's an example of me only using silver verb on X's part of this song.
Rain keeps falling, tears keep falling down, 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 down. Rain keeps falling, tears keep falling down, down, down.
And that's pretty much it as far as vocal mixing goes. As always, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoy this cover. I'll see you next time.